My name is Ilyas Bakla. I'm from Turkey. My family is from Turkey. They still live there. We own this restaurant. We opened it with my siblings. Tashti, it's a Kurdish word. It means breakfast. So we added tea because in Kurdish culture, the tea is a big part of breakfast. So we combined two things. You know, it's our tradition. And whenever we had guests, we never had dinner. You know, we usually had them for breakfast. And every time we had, like, whether it's American or people from other cultures, they loved it. So we wanted to open a restaurant that we can represent that culture and also be around each other at the same time. People come here for the experience, and I feel like a lot of them, they come for nostalgia too, like especially people from that area. And they like it, you know, it takes them back home, and people who come here, they also, it feels like they're in a different country. The music, the food, the setup. We didn't just open for the Kurdish or Turkish community, but we knew there's a big community here. And when, like in the beginning, especially first 2 weeks, we were swamped by like that, you know, region, Turkey, Kurdish people, and then social media took over, and a lot of influencers came, and we didn't even have to do any advertising, and people from all races, all backgrounds, they come and dine in here. We use a lot of saffron, cardamom, we use it. The black pepper from that region makes a big difference in the food. And the coffee making, because the coffee we are using, the technique is the old Ottoman techniques, all of it. The coffees, like we have Turkish coffees, and we have other coffees that, you know, people who lived during the Ottoman era, like Armenians, Kurdish, all the like minority or groups, they also had this like coffees, and they have the techniques to grind it in old like stone like techniques that they still use. And that coffee we also imported from Turkey. We grind it here and we serve it. We make it over the hot sand. Sütlaç is pretty much it's a very old dessert, of course, and it's based on milk pretty much, but there is rice out of it too. The best way to making it is to probably cook the rice, but don't let it be boiled too much in the milk. And the spice, like they use the saffron, of course. Again, they use you could use the nuts to make it more flavorful. Cinnamon, of course, you know, there's that. Some people use like pistachio, and and we make it in the clay pots that we also got from Turkey. It's a very flavorful, not too intense, like in terms of sweetness, because a lot of the desserts here are very sweet. It's not that sweet. It's lighter, and it's, you know, milky.
I'm Paulette Licitra. I'm known in Nashville as Chef Paulette. I teach Italian cooking. I've been doing that in Nashville since 2009. And I also take small groups of Nashvillians to Italy every year. Venice is one of my places that we go to quite often. The fact that Venice is on the water and is surrounded by its own lagoon, which they actually fish in that lagoon, and then the Adriatic Sea, of course, there's tons of seafood and all kinds of seafood, lots of shellfish, clams and scallops and mussels and shrimp. There are multi-types of shrimp and other fish like sardines and anchovy. So you won't see a lot of red sauce in Venice. Most of the tomato-based dishes are south of Venice, so you might see risotto and other rice dishes that are not particularly risotto, but that do use rice. They use polenta a lot, which could be cooked into like a soft kind of porridge that's really delicious, or made to be firm so that you can cut it and sort of fry it and then serve it as an appetizer or as part of a side dish. There is one dish that was a favorite of the doges who ruled Venice. It's called risi e bisi, and it's basically rice and peas. And it's similar to dishes of the time in the Ottoman Empire that was like a rice and vegetable dish. So it's kind of like a risotto, but it's not as creamy or as particular as risotto. It's a little bit soupier, and it's just basically rice and fresh peas. It's a spring dish with some pancetta. It was a favorite of one of the doges, and I think it's April 25th that celebrates that dish in particular, risi e bisi. It's really delicious. From what I understand, they were trading partners and then they were warring partners. But through all of that, both being big shipping, maritime, big business, a lot of things cross the water. So for one thing, spices like cardamom and cloves and cinnamon. The first coffee houses that you see in history in the 1500s were in Istanbul, and later that came across the water into Venice, and I believe Venice was like the first stop in Italy that picked up the coffee house custom. And even in Venice today, there are a couple of coffee houses that are there since the 1700s. They're still there. That's when they opened. And even their decor has the feeling of centuries ago, and it's really a very special thing to visit.